Have you ever experienced that strange feeling where, for no apparent reason, a person suddenly invades your thoughts? Again and again. No matter what you do, his image, his name, his memory come back like a persistent echo. Why this person specifically? Is this just a whim of your mind? Or a message that Allah is trying to send you? What if it wasn't a coincidence? In this video, we will explore a deep secret, a sign that many are unaware of. If someone is haunting your thoughts, there could be a much bigger reason behind it. A reason that could change your life. Watch until the end, because what you find out might just be the answer you've been waiting for. 1. Spiritual connection and signs from Allah. The human mind is a marvel in itself. We have thousands of thoughts a day, and yet some return with an almost supernatural insistence. A particular person occupies your mind, over and over again. Is this simply a psychological phenomenon, or is there something deeper behind it? In Islam, everything has meaning. Nothing is left to chance. Allah says in the Quran, "We will show them our signs in the universe and within themselves, until it becomes clear to them that this is the truth." Surah 41:53. Allah's signs are not always spectacular. These are not always visible miracles, but sometimes subtle thoughts, repeated coincidences, persistent feelings that imprint themselves on our hearts. If a person haunts your mind without a logical explanation, Allah may guide you to deeper thinking. But before jumping to conclusions, it is essential to ask yourself the right questions. Distinction between a simple attachment and a divine sign. How do we know if this insistent thought is a reminder of Allah or just a passing obsession? Here are some elements to analyze. The context of the relationship. Does this person have a special bond with you? A lost friend? A parent in distress? A brother or sister in Islam in need of help? Is there a rational reason why you should be worried about her? The emotional impact. Does this thought push you toward something beneficial, like making du'as, asking for forgiveness, or improving your behavior? Or does it plunge you into negative emotions like anxiety, excessive nostalgia, or unnecessary guilt? The coincidences. Have you noticed any repetitive signs around this person? Unexpected encounters, significant dreams, or constant reminders of her in your daily life? Compatibility with Islamic values. If what you are feeling is pushing you towards something Islamic and beneficial, it is probably a reminder from Allah. If, on the other hand, it distracts you from your faith or feeds forbidden desires, then it is possible that it is only a trick of your nafs, ego, or a temptation. Sometimes a person comes back into our thoughts because Allah pushes us to act. Perhaps they need our invocations, a simple kind message, or even a silent forgiveness. But then, how to interpret these thoughts and know what action to take? 2. The test or the mercy. Ahmed was a busy man. Between his work, his family responsibilities, and his religious obligations, he had no time to think about his past. However, for several days, a name kept coming back to his mind. Yasir. Yasir, a childhood friend. A brother he almost considered as his own family. Until this argument 6 years ago. A stupid misunderstanding that had broken their friendship. Neither had made the first move, and time had driven a wedge between them. But here it is. For some time, Ahmed had been feeling a strange oppression in his heart. No matter what he did, Yasir's face came back to him. He tried to ignore these thoughts, but they came back even stronger. One morning, while he was praying, a sentence came to his mind with disconcerting clarity. Don't let pride deprive you of forgiveness. It was decided. He was going to call Yasir. The phone rang several times before a faint voice answered, Yasir. But it wasn't the energetic voice Ahmed had known. It was that of a broken man. Ahmed, is it really you? They talked for a long time. Yasir revealed to him that he was going through an extremely difficult period. Financial problems, family tensions, and above all, an illness that was eating away at his soul. I needed to talk to someone, Ahmed, but I had no one left. At that moment, Ahmed understood. This persistent thought was not a simple memory from the past. It was a call, a sign that Allah was sending him, a test to see if he would listen to his heart or let pride chain him. And you? How often does a person pop into your mind for no apparent reason? An old friend? A loved one? Someone you have hurt or who has hurt you? Maybe Allah is testing you. Maybe this person needs you. We always have a choice. Ignore this feeling or pay attention to it. But then, how can we be sure that this is a divine test and not a simple whim of our mind? What if this insistent thought was actually a door to something much greater? 3. When Allah connects you to someone, there are souls who, despite time and distance, continue to seek one another, to recognize one another, to come together through the trials and blessings of life. Souls that attract each other as if, even before existing on this earth, they had already known each other. The Prophet said, souls are like soldiers united. Those who know each other from before attract each other, and those who do not know each other repel each other. Bukhari and Muslim. Have you ever felt this way? An unexplained connection with a person. A strange feeling of familiarity, like this person is a part of you, even if your paths have only crossed briefly. And then, there are these souls who come back to us in thought, again and again. A person you haven't seen in years. A friend you no longer know anything about. An acquaintance who, for no apparent reason, invites himself into your heart when you least expect it. For what? When Allah sends you a reminder through a soul, Islam teaches us that everything that touches our heart has meaning. Sometimes, Allah places a person in your thoughts not so that you find them physically, but so that you accompany them spiritually. Maybe this person is going through something that you know nothing about. Maybe she needs a prayer, a discreet invocation, a silent blessing. Maybe Allah is giving you the opportunity to be good to her, even without her knowing it. And sometimes, it's a reminder for you too. A sign that your story with this person is not over. That there is a lesson to learn, a forgiveness to give, a bond to rebuild. But then, what to do in the face of these insistent thoughts? Act, or just pray in silence? Therein lies all the wisdom. Some connections are meant to stay with us for a lifetime, while others are only there to teach us something before slowly fading away. How then can we discern what Allah expects of us in these moments? When should you reach out, and when should you just let fate take its course? 4. What to do when someone invades your mind. When a thought becomes persistent, it's easy to get lost in assumptions, search for endless explanations, or even let emotions take over. But Islam teaches us one essential thing. Everything that passes through our heart must be analyzed with wisdom. If a person keeps popping up in your mind, does that mean you need to act immediately? Not necessarily. But that means you shouldn't mindlessly ignore the thought either. So, what to do in such a situation? Here is a simple and effective guide to help you understand what you are feeling and how to respond. Bab 1. Say a prayer. Istikhara. The first step is always to ask Allah for guidance. Too often, We let our emotions dictate our decisions, when only Allah knows what is truly good for us. The istikhara is not only a prayer for big decisions like marriage or work. It can also be used to gain clarity when faced with a feeling that is troubling you. Ask, "O Allah, if this thought comes from you, enlighten my heart and guide me to what is right. And if it comes from my nafs or a simple illusion, keep it away from me." 2. Analyze your relationship with this person. Before you act, take a moment to think. Does this person bring you closer to Allah or distance you from Him? Is your connection with her beneficial, or is it a source of pain and distraction? Does this thought push you towards something constructive, or does it fuel negative emotions like excessive nostalgia or sadness? Sometimes what we take for a sign can be a simple test of our patience. 3. Make du'as for her. It may be that Allah has put this person in your mind for one reason only, to make supplications for them. Perhaps she is going through a difficulty that you know nothing about. Maybe Allah wants you to be a way to bring good into her life, even without her knowing it. So instead of getting lost in questions, make a simple invocation. Ya Allah, grant her goodness, ease her sorrows, and guide her on the right path. 4. Pay attention to the signs. If this thought persists and you notice repeated coincidences, unexpected encounters, constant reminders of this person in your daily life, then perhaps Allah is sending you a clearer message. But you still need to know how to interpret it. Is this thought a call to action or a test of your patience? What are you going to do now with this person who won't leave your mind? Now that you know that these persistent thoughts are not harmless, what are you going to do? Is this a call to repair a broken relationship? A reminder to pray for someone silently? Or a test to see if you are ready to let go and let Allah guide your heart? Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Take a break. Think about this person who occupies your mind. Then make the best decision, not according to your emotions, but according to what Allah expects of you. If this video spoke to you, leave a comment sharing your experience. Who knows? Maybe your story will help someone else understand their own sign. And above all, share this video. Allah may use you to send a message to someone else. So, think about it. What if this insistent thought was not a coincidence, but a message that you should not ignore, not